Ladies and gents, it's Sunday today. We are 2 days away from the new season, and as you can tell, I'm super excited. With the new season though, we've got a few different changes that are coming, and I kind of want to talk about competitive, because I feel like this week is going to be really focused up on PvE, because the raid launch is the first day, so there's a good chance I'm going to be just tied up with that, and then after that, I'll probably start covering the Sandbox changes, as well as the different patch notes. And then finally after that, we'll be moving to competitive. Now, as you know, we have a new Pinnacle weapon coming to competitive, and this is what I wanted to look at because I wanted to talk about the hierarchy of rewards inside competitive and what has actually changed with competitive over the past year. But before we get into that, let's talk about this new season's upcoming Pinnacle weapon and what it requires, because I actually misspoke the other day. It's called the Revoker. It's a kinetic aggressive sniper rifle, and it states here that players will need to earn 3,500 total glory points, and you do not lose progress when losing a match. So I misspoke the other day because I honestly thought that meant for all of competitive. No guys, in competitive, if you lose a match, you still lose points. So fundamentally, Crucible is not changing. What is changing though is the ease of obtaining these weapons. So when we look at like the top of the pyramid, we've got Not Forgotten. Without a doubt, this is still the toughest weapon to get. I recently had to re-grind for this hand cannon on PC, and boy, I just forgot like how tough things get when you get past like, I would say 4,500 points, but then when you get into that final stretch of like 5,000 plus, it just gets stupid, man. But that's the bar that Bungie has set for this weapon. It is a legend reward, and the only legend reward outside of like the Mida multi-tool catalyst, which we do not speak of. Now, right under Not Forgotten is Luna's Howl and Mountaintop. Both of these weapons, even though they don't require you to go to legend, are still very tough to get, especially something like Mountaintop. But Luna's Howl has a very lengthy quest line that requires a lot of time from you to stay inside of competitive. And most players probably stayed in competitive way past Fabled rank in order to finish up Luna's Howl, simply because you got to get so many hand cannon kills and solo kills and whatnot, a difficult quest. But then there's Mountaintop, which was the season after Forsaken, and this one was a pretty tough cookie as well, simply because you had to get those trajectory kills, which requires you to get like 3 kills without dying, and you also had to get double kills with grenade launchers. Some even say that Mountaintop is much harder than Luna's Howl. I think it depends on people's playstyle, but I put them in the same row of difficulty in obtaining. Then came Recluse, this weapon being brought to us in Season of the Drifter, and this is the first time that Bungie started to make things a little more obtainable for everyone, as the weapon still required you to reach Fable, but instead of this lengthy quest that required maybe something like an X amount of SMG kills, which is what we all thought it was probably going to be, it simply required us to get a certain amount of wins. Now, these wins could be obtained in quick play and in competitive, as well as Iron Banner. And as you can see here, Bungie has been like progressively moving to this point though, because previously with like Luna's Howl, everything had to be obtained inside of competitive. Your headshot kills, your final blows, your solo kills, all of those things had to be done in the competitive playlist. And then the season after that, Mountaintop double kills, as well as those trajectory kills, could be obtained either in competitive or in quick play. Granted, the competitive playlist gave you more percentage points toward completing that quest, but you can go to either one of those playlists. And then in Season of the Drifter, Recluse went a step further, making itself way easier in comparison to Mountaintop and to Luna's Howl in obtaining. And now the Revoker. Now, I've already seen some complaints about the Revoker and the whole idea of not losing progress when losing a match while going after this weapon. Some people say this waters down the experience inside of competitive. Some say that the path that competitive is going on, starting with Recluse and now Revoker, completely undermines the value of these Pinnacle reward weapons. But here is where I disagree. Notice that in obtaining Revoker, that the weapon requires a total gain of 3,500 glory points. There's no win percentage here. There's no multi-kills that can be obtained inside of quick play or Iron Banner. The reason why I think Revoker and its Pinnacle quest structure is perfect is number one, everything that has to be done to get this sniper rifle has to be done inside of the competitive playlist, which leads us to point number two. This results in the competitive playlist probably going to be the fullest in terms of total population playing since something like Forsaken. I was not a fan of Recluse in its quest structure. I felt like as soon as people got Fabled, they dipped. And the progression that I saw from Luna's Howl to Mountaintop and then onward to Recluse made me nervous about the upcoming seasonal rewards for competitive, because I honestly thought, guys, that we were going to be looking at a weapon that was going to be like, hey, just play X amount of Crucible games, whether quick play or competitive, and you'll get the weapon. Luckily here, Bungie has thought of a better way for people to go after this weapon. And at the end of the day, I think some people would really like competitive more than quick play. And having losses not hurt you in obtaining this weapon might actually ease the stress up on players that actually want to go into this playlist for the very first time. So hands down, I know I don't speak for everyone in the competitive community, but I am a huge fan of this. I think Bungie, the way they structure the Revoker's quest line is genius. It's simple, it's straightforward. There's nothing crazy that you have to do. You don't have to change up anyone's playstyles. They just simply allow you to get into the playlist and stay in it in order to get this weapon. And for my hardcore competitive players that feel like the value of Pinnacle weapons are getting watered down, I think weapon rewards like Not Forgotten should definitely be something that returns to us. Like, I still think that we should look at more legendary rewards, and I like them to be surprises. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing if you got to legend this season and we were face to face with like Revoker 2.0, which had a different spin on the perk that actually rewarded you for landing precision kills. That would be cool. But in terms of these Fable rewards, I'm completely okay with Bungie using this season as like a baseline for future quests going forward. So guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, how you feel about the competitive rewards. I think we can all agree that more legendary rewards would be really nice, but who knows, maybe we'll see something soon. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.